This is Ziboweiss Nature Preserve, and we've worked with the Township of Canton to get about an acre planted with native wildflowers. What we're trying to do is create viable habitats for pollinating insects, things like bees and butterflies and moths and all kinds of insects. Pollinators are really the building block of any ecosystem, especially land-based ecosystems, and they're the critical part of our food system. So about 80% of our food depends on pollinators being healthy and active to be successful. So they're very important in our lives, but they're under threat. And the biggest threats are pesticides and habitat loss. So we created the organization Creating Habitats for Pollinators to address the habitat loss. So whenever we can, we partner with communities like Canton who will donate space for us to plant wildflowers. We raise the money from private individuals, from foundations, from businesses, and then we'll buy the seeds and use volunteers to plant, prepare, and seed a site, and then maintain it over the years. Because the nice thing about these fields is once you get them established, after the first couple of years, they'll perpetuate themselves year after year. So if you can get them started right, prepare the soil right, get the right seed mix for your area, then they'll continue year after year. So that's what we've been doing with Canton. We've got about a dozen sites here in town. This is our biggest one right behind us. And as you can see, it just started to bloom last week, which is great. Mostly annuals right now. So we've got 3 different kinds of poppies you can see, cornflower, bachelor button, all kinds of things. And then this space, you see a lot of pinks and purples right now, but as the summer goes on, what's great about it is that the same space will look totally different because you'll have things like Plains coreopsis, regular coreopsis, all coming into play. So you'll have oranges and yellows and black-eyed Susans and things like that. So it's a nice way to create a dynamic space. It's viable habitat. And what we found, which has been a great, nice surprise, is that people love it. Every day I get pictures from people all throughout Canton, people doing yoga out here, people having picnics out here with their kids. I met a family that was doing a butterfly release party with their little 4-year-olds. And so these spaces, much more than I even anticipated, are engaging the community. So that's why we love doing it, because it's something that the community values and they're taking advantage of it. We're so new, we're only about 3 years old, so we've been working with anybody that wants to work with us. So we've worked with the art spaces like the Village Arts Factory. We've got 2 smaller plantings there, the Canton Dog Park, a couple of elementary schools in town. So really whoever wants to plant a pollinator garden, we're willing to work with you. We'll donate the seeds and the time to get it established. All that we ask is that you help us manage it over time. There's not too much weeding, but there's a little bit of weeding that needs to be done that first year. The second year, maybe a little bit of weeding, maybe we have to reseed a couple of places where there was heavy rainfall or the deer ate a spot and down to the ground. So there's always something that comes up. So as long as our partners will help us with that, we're willing to take on and plant wherever people will give us space. So this is our biggest one. We planted the area you see behind me in the fall of last year. And what's interesting is you can compare it. If you look to my left, your right, you'll see the space over there. It's green, but it's not flowering yet. So same seed mix, same area, same people planting it, same site prep, but you can see that it's about 5 weeks, 6 weeks behind this one. This was planted last fall behind me where it's flowering. Over here was planted about a month ago. So in 5 or 6 weeks, that spot over there that's green is gonna look a lot like this spot right here. We've got about 32 different seeds, plants in our seed mix that we use, and you never quite know which one's gonna take off in any particular place. So we like to have a diversity of seeds because something will like this space, something will take off. We want to do native plants. They're used to this type of climate, they're used to this type of soil, so we really strive hard as best we can to get native wildflowers into this space. And those are primarily perennials and biennials. The annuals that we use are from all over. They're not necessarily native, but they're placeholders. So those native perennials can get established. And then if we do our job right, they get established and provide a healthy habitat for the climate, for the animals, for the pollinators that are from this area. So that's why it's really important to look at native plants, and that's what we're trying to do. So it'll be a totally different site a year from now. And then those native plants, because they're from here, because they're used to this climate and this soil, will start to take care of themselves, reseed themselves, and grow year after year. We're a one-person shop. Our website is creatinghabitats.org. And you can send me an email. My name's David Hammond, david@creatinghabitats.org. Send me an email, tell me you'd like to do a space, and we'll meet with you and we'll figure out a plan. One thing that surprised us, because we're a nonprofit, we have to work with other service organizations or public spaces. But we've had a lot of call from private individuals. And while if you're a private individual, we can't donate the seeds for you, but what we can do is give you free advice. So I can walk you through every step of preparing the site, getting the right seed mix, spreading the seeds, how best to do it, when to spread them, rolling them, and really giving yourselves the best chance for success. And that's been amazing. We've had, just in the Canton, Plymouth area, we've had maybe 30 people have reached out in the last couple of years just wanting to know, what's the best way I can put one of these in my yard? So reach out to me. You can also call me, 734-862-1928. That's the office phone number. And if I can help you, I will.